Imagine spending nearly 2 decades immersed in the dark, criminal underworld of a meth-cooking chemistry teacher and his slippery lawyer sidekick. Sounds exhausting, right? That's exactly what Vince Gilligan felt after crafting the iconic worlds of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and even a spin-off movie like El Camino. But here's where it gets controversial. Gilligan craved a fresh start, a palate cleanser, as he calls it, to pivot toward a protagonist who embodies goodness rather than greed. This shift wasn't just creative whim, it was a deliberate choice to prove he could still innovate without leaning on his blockbuster franchise. Dive in as we explore how this led to his secretive new series, Pluribus, starring Rhea Seehorn, and unpack the layers of heroism, celebrity pitfalls, and hidden Easter eggs that make it tick. Gilligan, the Virginia-born genius behind these tales, poured his heart into Breaking Bad for 17 years, earning 16 Emmy wins along the way. Yet, as proud as he is of Walter White, played by Bryan Cranston, Jesse Pinkman, Aaron Paul, and Saul Goodman, Bob Odenkirk, he admitted to The Hollywood Reporter that the constant focus on shady dealings wore him down. As much as I love Walter White and as proud as I am of Breaking Bad, and as much as I know that it'll be the first sentence in my obituary, at a certain point, you're like, God, it'd be nice to write a hero again. Someone who's trying to do the right thing, he shared. This yearning sparked during the early stages of Better Call Saul around 2016, when Gilligan toyed with a wild premise: what if global peace and unity erupted overnight? He even fantasized about everyone suddenly being kinder to him personally. In hindsight, though, Gilligan realized he was already experiencing that warmth through fame and his dedicated team, many of whom have stuck by since Breaking Bad's 2008 debut on AMC. Their knack for indulging his meticulous style shaped Pluribus, a genre-blending Apple TV Plus series that stayed so under wraps he didn't even confide in his wife for ages. And this is the part most people miss. That secrecy wasn't paranoia, it was a nod to crafting the perfect first impression, much like not revealing a movie's plot for a richer experience. Casting the hero fell to Rhea Seehorn, whom Gilligan spotted shining as Kim Wexler in Better Call Saul's early episodes. Her standout performance, earning 2 Emmy nods, convinced him and co-creator Peter Gould to shift the show from a brotherly rivalry to a tragic romance between Wexler and Jimmy McGill, Odenkirk's character, destined to become Saul Goodman. Seehorn, with her ability to elevate seasoned actors into stars, became Gilligan's muse. He finally looped her in during Saul's finale, and she eagerly signed on as Carol Sturka, a grumpy, unfulfilled romance novelist known for her best-selling Winds of Waikaro series. The show's premise: following a world-altering event that fosters universal harmony, Carol's story subtly mirrors Gilligan's celebrity struggles, surrounded by eager admirers yet feeling isolated in the spotlight. Viewers might interpret it as a jab at AI, which Gilligan dubs a plagiarism machine, or a probe into the hidden costs of political togetherness. Seehorn insists in an upcoming THR chat that there was no deliberate topical agenda. But here's where it gets controversial. Carol's heroism is far from traditional. She clashes with overly friendly foes and can be downright abusive, blurring moral lines in a way that challenges black and white views of good versus evil. Still, she's on a mission to cure this global affliction for those she once overlooked. I like writing heroes again. Carol Sturka is a hero. She's imperfect. She can be a bit of a nudge or a curmudgeon or what have you, but we root for her, Gilligan explains. She wants to do the right thing, and she wants to save the world. And that's refreshing. Carol resides in an upscale Albuquerque cul-de-sac, built entirely from scratch to dodge tourism woes from Breaking Bad's fanbase. While it echoes the Schrader's neighborhood, this set was essential for the season's wild special effects, like a helicopter dropping a bulldozer in a backyard. Gilligan didn't want to burden real homeowners, especially after issues like fans tossing pizzas on the White family home, now fortified, and listed for sale in January 2025. His affable demeanor cracked only once on Better Call Saul's podcast, revealing his frustration. Part of building Carol's cul-de-sac was not wanting to subject anyone else to that, especially any nice homeowner who would rent you their house, he admits. In a chat with THR, Gilligan opened up about Pluribus's secrecy. He drew from the Paul Masson wine slogan, "We will sell no wine before it's time," to ensure a polished reveal. He likened it to the thrill of watching a movie like LA Confidential or catching the X-Files pilot blind, pure, unspoiled joy. Fun fact: Gilligan's X-Files freelance work came later in 1995. He secured a 2-season Apple TV Plus deal, crediting agent Chris Silberman and executives Zach Van Amberg and Jamie Ehrlicht, who greenlit Breaking Bad years ago. This automatic order felt like a homecoming, blessing him to avoid repeats of premature cancellations like The Lone Gunman. Switching to a blank slate after decades of interconnected stories was liberating yet daunting. Breaking Bad's seasons built on each other, with Better Call Saul and El Camino filling gaps, but Pluribus offered freedom, minus the constraints of Jimmy McGill's future fate. Gilligan consulted co-creator Peter Gould for months, embracing sci-fi elements reminiscent of the X-Files. "I like this blank canvas thing. I like working on something new. I also like doing science fiction again. It's fun," he said. Yet, he defends complex female leads like Carol against unfair scrutiny, citing Anna Gunn's mistreatment as Skylar White. "All the women reading this are going to say, duh. But even in this enlightened day and age in the year 2025, there's a double standard," he notes, pointing to how male badasses get praised while women are called difficult. New Mexico's tourism boom from Gilligan's work created jobs, but invited mischief, prompting the custom cul-de-sac. Designed by Denise Pizzini and built by Steve Brown, it's a fully functional neighborhood with real houses and stunning Sandia mountain views. Gilligan sketched it on a postcard, and the team delivered, complete with asphalt roads and landscaping. He joked about tweaking the layout, but praised their magic. Pluribus includes Easter eggs, like a hello, Carol echoing Breaking Bad's finale, inspired by Carol Burnett, whose name ties to characters across shows. Gilligan denies any shared universe, shooting in Albuquerque for his loyal crew's shorthand and to keep them employed. He laughs off theories of connections, like Carol being Kim Wexler's twin. On loose ends, like Jesse Pinkman's cartel tape holding Heisenberg's meth formula, Gilligan admits he's never pondered the risks, though it could spark reboots with stars like Jesse Plemons or the Scots from El Camino. But Gilligan prefers leaving his universe intact, fearing mediocrity might tarnish memories. "I'm not tired of it. But I am ready for a hero, for a change, instead of a villain or an anti-hero. I'd rather leave a little money on the table, a little desire on the table." Pluribus premieres November 7th on Apple TV+. What do you think? Does Gilligan's pivot to a flawed hero like Carol Sturka truly refresh his storytelling? Or is it a risky departure from the anti-heroes that made him famous? Share your take in the comments. Should he revisit the Breaking Bad universe? Or is this new chapter the right move? And here's a controversial twist. If AI is really a plagiarism machine, as Gilligan says, could Pluribus be critiquing our dependence on tech? Or just borrowing from sci-fi tropes without reinventing the wheel?